right. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakakodash, to honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all who like to Akim Wa'akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Another video through the spirit, your brother Malak from GMS Detroit. And this was an excellent video, the elder apostle Tar did, which should, just lay the, the hatchet in the dirt concerning this, the new moon, full moon, Sabbath thing that these other camps, mainly IUIC, don't want to accept, mainly them. They keep doing that barbershop talk thing, and the elder apostle Tar has been going into it, how, they was getting confounded by that one guy in the barbershop when dealing with the calendar system. Lazy Israelites don't want to do the simple footwork and some math and some little bit of thinking and come to the understanding that the new moon is determined, months are determined on the cycles of the moon, and the new moon is when you can't see it. The full moon is halfway into the month when it is bright as heck. That's the end all be all. Now, I'm not going to play this full video. What you can do, I'll leave the link where you can come click on it. And the elder apostle, basically, he just snatches a piece from the camp that they had this past Saturday where they were going into it. And something that he mentions, which really kills it all. Look at the crucifixion of our Lord, right? When does the Passover occur? The Passover occurs the 14th day of the first month. All right, so at even. The 14th at even goes into what? The 15th, right? So you had the 14th, the apostles kept the Passover. They ate, right? Went out to the Mount of Olives. The apostles got sleepy, woke up that morning, so-called, the 15th day, right? Yahushua was crucified that day. And what happened on that day? What special event? A lunar eclipse. And a real quick Google search, and what do you find out? What is the only way a lunar eclipse can possibly happen? Let's go to Google. Googled it. Kilt IUIC. Right here. It says lunar eclipses can happen only during a full moon, when the moon and sun are on the opposite sides of the earth. At that point, the moon can move into the shadow cast by the earth, resulting in a lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse can only happen during a full moon. When does the full moon occur? Halfway into the month. So when Yahushua was crucified, it was a full moon, which is why it's a lunar eclipse. So if you were to go 15 more days, which is the new month, the new moon, is the moon visible? No. All right, how about them apples? A lunar eclipse can only happen on a new moon. And let's just type in, let's see something. Excuse me, Salakia, I said a new moon, a full moon. A lunar eclipse can only happen on a full moon when it's like this. And when do we hold the Passover? When do we hold the Passover? Let's look at the scriptures. Let's go to Exodus, straight to the beginning. Straight to the beginning. Let's do this. Exodus 12, yep. Exodus 12 and 6. Let me see. Do I need to start up a little bit? Okay, yeah, we'll start at 1 a little bit. Exodus 12 and 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months, and it shall be the first month of the year to you. Right? So we know that this first month we're going to have some special holy day. At what day in particular does this holy day occur? Verse 6, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. Oh no, Slakia, not right here. That's dealing with how long we keep alive the lamb, Slakia. Yep, Slakia, jump down to verse 18. That was dealing with the lamb. You have to keep the lamb alive up until the 14th day. So literally, you slay that lamb that day. So Exodus 12 and 18. And in the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 1 and 20th day of the month at even. So on the 14th day at even, at sundown, which becomes the beginning of the 15th day. 15 times 2 is what? 30 days. What does 30 days make up? A month, right? You know, precisely 29 and a half days, which is why every other month you get what we call a double Sabbath, where they're back to back when you're going into the new moon to the Sabbath, right? So just establishing the fact that right here we hold the Passover the 14th day at even, right? Now this is that word even, because I just wanted to come prove it. And this is why IUIC, they don't like dealing with the blue letter like that for real, because we be cutting them up and shutting them down, the bullshit. It's harder to just glaze when you don't look into the meaning of these words. You can easily just talk over and put the congregation to sleep. But when you have somebody who looks up words, they can figure out shit, and that'll piss the leaders off, because they can't just teach anything. Say, hey, no, that's not what this and that means. No, that word actually means this. No, that word even doesn't just mean at any part of the day. The word even particularly means what? You have even here, H6153. Evening, night, sunset. The sunset. That marks the beginning of the next day. The end of one day, the beginning of the next. So 14th at even is the ending of the 4th going into the 15th. All right? That marks the new day. Now, at the Passover, Yahushua and the disciples, they kept the Passover. What great event happened while he was on the cross? Let's see. Right here, Matthew 27 and 45, it says, now from the 6th hour, this is dealing when he was on the cross, the 6th hour of the day, when you're starting, when reading these scriptures, you're starting from 6 in the morning. So, just proving it real quick. Right here, Google. Noon. The 6th hour of the day was noon, so 12. It says, in the ancient J tradition, noon time was always the 6th hour of the day, whereas the first hour began with the break of dawn, according to many halakhic authorities. So right here now, when it says the first hour of the day, break at dawn, doesn't mean that's not when the day began, because we just read even is sunset. That's when the day begins. But this is the first hour of the daylight, literally in the morning. All right. So like most, when springtime, summertime, that sunlight cracks at 6 a.m. Right. So the third hour of the day is 9 a.m. You go 3 more hours, which is 6. That's 12. And then you go 3 more hours, which is 3 p.m. Right. So now you know, right? Matthew 27 and 45. Now from the 6th hour of the day, which was 12, there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour. So from 12 to 3. What was this? A lunar eclipse, y'all. This was a lunar eclipse. Now right here, I scrolled down right here. It says a partial lunar eclipse occurred on what we now know as April 3rd in 33 AD, the day some think it says Jesus died. Now I'm not saying that's the exact day that he died, but a lunar eclipse occurred 33 AD, right? And now we know it wasn't a solar eclipse. You start up right here, which they're going off a little bit right here. Natural phenomenon says the Gospel of Luke account states, and the sun was darkened. We know that it was darkened because of an eclipse. It says, however, the biblical details do not accord with an eclipse. Now, just because the word eclipse wasn't directly used, the word fucking eclipse in English didn't exist, but we know that it occurred, all right? It says a solar eclipse could not have occurred on or near the Passover when they say J was crucified, and would have been too brief to account for 3 hours of darkness. So right there, it couldn't have been a solar eclipse. So what was it? A lunar eclipse. Why? Because of the position of the moon. 15 days in. What was it, y'all? It was a full moon. Why? Because halfway into the month, it's fully visible. Whereas in the beginning of the month, it's barely visible. The new moon. Whether you like it or believe it or not. Right here. Unlike solar eclipses, a total lunar eclipse lasts a few hours, with totality itself usually averaging anywhere from about 30 minutes to over an hour. So a lunar eclipse is known to be able to last about, it says what, right there. Generally speaking, in the case of a total eclipse, it can last about 3 hours. 1 hour for the moon to move complete into the umbra, one for something else. So you see 3 hours, y'all. It is a very customary thing for a lunar eclipse to happen or to last 3 hours. So you add everything up, man. IUIC, man, y'all boys stop being simple. And this ain't a super deep, breakdown. The apostles brought it out. I'm not deep for bringing this out, but I'm just bringing this to the forefront, man. So this is pretty cool. Little thing. All these clues everywhere, y'all. All these clues everywhere. It was a lunar eclipse. Like it or not, believe it or not. All right. And ultimately, the elect is going to understand this because, we know the scripture in Colossians, judge no man, and meat or drink offering, new moon, Sabbath days, right? Ultimately, it's out of our hands who's going to make it and who's going to be destroyed. But we know the elect is going to understand this because this is part of the doctrine, right? Hey, let me get that. Daniel. Matter of fact, I'm going to get the one out of Sirach because the elect don't have a problem understanding this. It don't upset us or, Lord, will I be a part of you, brothers and sisters, our elders and apostles, right? We don't get all bent up and folded up in the stomach over it. It's all Gucci goo. But the wicked gonna have a problem with it. Sirach 39:24, as his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. Plain and simple. So we can easily understand these things and it all makes sense and it all adds up. Lunar eclipse lasts 3 hours. To have a lunar eclipse, you need a full moon, right? Passover happens on the full moon, halfway into the month. There was a darkness cast over Jerusalem for 3 hours when Yahushua died, all right, or the spot of his crucifixion, Slakia, right? Like, come on, y'all. You do the math, man. You do the math. So, real quick video, just nice and neat. And I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakodash, the waters to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all like Akim Wa, Akwath, learning, teaching, and truth and sincerity. Shalom.